Let's quickly talk about how to get a large unsecured personal loan from a credit union with a dirt cheap APR. And even if you have bad credit or a fair credit, no problem. So to do this, we are going to compare and contrast First Tech CU, Alliant CU, and Blue Fed CU. Don't go anywhere. Welcome back, folks, to another edition of the Awesome Sweetie Kiwi Show. How are you today? I hope you're all doing fantastic. I'm doing marvelous. If you are to ask me, if you are doing as great as I am, go grab a cup of coffee or a tea or vodka and let's roll. In today's conversation, I want to compare and contrast First Tech Credit Union versus Alliant Credit Union versus Blue Fed Credit Union. One thing I want to say quickly is that when we speak about a credit union, we have to think automatically about a very cheap APR. Why? Because a credit union is not a for-profit institution. They may be, they offer all the financial services you might find at a traditional bank, for example, but they are actually running the business for their members. Because of that, they have a mission, they have a vision, and their APR is cheap. And credit unions actually they're more flexible in terms of personal loans, unsecured personal loans, and secure personal loans, for that matter, for their members. Okay, so even if you have bad credit, low credit, or no credit, it doesn't matter. And usually, based on our analysis, at federal credit unions, for example, annual percentage rates, APRs on most types of loans are capped at 18%. Okay, now your credit union may choose to charge an application fee that is not part of the APR, that's for sure. But you're looking at probably 18% maximum and average 8% to 9%. And you have to understand, so if you don't get, for some reason, if you don't get their cheap APR unsecured personal loan from a credit union, don't worry, don't panic. There are other factors, there are other outlets out there where you can get your personal loan. For example, you can go to an online lender, right? You can also consider having a co-sign or joint personal loans. For example, that's a good possibility. And we've seen in some cases that you can also get a payday alternative loan from a credit union. Those are way better. The PAL, they're called PALs. Payday alternative loans. They are better than the payday loans you will get in the business, in the industry. So this is something you have to say. So what I'm trying to say here is that there is possibility. Don't worry, that there is a lot of possibilities out there. So the payday alternative loans, the only problem is that their amounts are lower. They are way lower than the 30,000 or the 40,000 that you can get at Navy Fed or Blue Fed or Penn Fed, for example. So they're usually range between $200 and $1,000. So when we talk about large unsecured personal loans from credit unions, you can actually apply at a branch or over the phone. Never apply over the internet. Don't do this, because you'll be taken care of by an algorithm, and you don't want that. You want to speak to someone, you want to explain your situation to someone. One thing I need to say, and I haven't said it before, is that before you can even apply for a large or small unsecured personal loan from a credit union, you got to be a member, right? This is just, this goes without saying. You got to be a member. And in today's conversation, all the three players we are comparing, First Tech, Alliant, and Blue Fed, they are what we call open credit unions, public credit unions. In other words, you don't have to have a certain affiliation to qualify. If you do have the affiliation, no problem. But even if you don't, there are other ways to qualify for those loans. So please always apply at a branch or over the phone. If you are in an area where there is no branch, no problem. Pick up the phone and discuss with a live person. And you want to ask if co-signing is possible. It's important. You also want to get your paperwork ready beforehand, because that way you will accelerate the process. And again, we're talking here about tax returns, right? Financial statements, your bank statements. Some credit unions, for example, First Tech Credit Union, they will ask in some cases financial statements. In other words, they want to see your income statement, your profit and loss, right? And they might want to see also your balance sheet. So they want to compare and contrast your assets and your liabilities. Okay, this is very important to know. And the one thing I also want to say here is that we do have a strong method in place, a proven methodology to actually to actually evaluate, rather, to categorize and list credit union personal loans on the show. Check this short video to learn more about our evaluation approach. All right, let's jump into the review here. Let's first start with Blue Federal Credit Union, Blue Fed. Well, when you think about Blue Fed, you have to think about a company, an organization rather, that is very well managed, very well managed. And when it comes to large unsecured personal loans, they are very good. In other words, they can actually approve your loan for up to 25 to 30,000. We've seen cases where they approve people up to $50,000. Okay, and they are very good because they have a loan for anything. Yes, anything, really. So when we talk about personal loans, it depends on what you want to do with the loan, right? Because on the application form, they will ask you what the loan is for. So they have a loan for a home improvement project. So if you're not ready for a home equity loan to finish that big project, guess what? If you go to Blue Fed, you can get a personal loan that can help you with low rates and easy payments. Okay, and their minimum FICO here is 500. So if you have 500 FICO score, you can qualify for a Blue Fed personal loan. And again, like I said, the amount can go all the way to $50,000. You can consolidate high interest debts with your personal loan from Blue Fed. And so if you have high interest rate credit cards, for example, with other lenders or other loans with other lenders, you can pay them off with your personal loan from Blue. No problem, no question. Same thing, you can get a loan from Blue to kind of take care of your medical and dental expenses. So we all understand, being there, done that, medical bills can add up real fast, right? So you don't want to be pressured into taking out credit with your medical provider. So the thing you can do is you can consider using a personal loan from Blue Fed. Do you want to go on vacation, for example? They have a loan that can actually suit you for travel and vacation, so you can take a trip with peace of mind. And if you have a vacation plan, use a large personal loan with Blue instead of high interest credit cards. So the constellation of uses you can have for this loan is just unlimited. Okay, one thing you need to understand, if you don't meet the Blue FCU's family, employer, or military membership requirements, you can still join the credit union by donating $5 to the Blue Foundation and advocate for local nonprofits. And if you choose this route, you will deposit $10 to open your account, and Blue FCU will automatically use $5 for your donation. Let's talk about Alliant Credit Union, another great one. So when you think about Alliant Credit Union, you have a wonderful credit union also, and they offer a lot of loan options. So you can use the loan for loan consolidation, home expenses, or emergencies. And the list is not exhaustive. You can use it for other stuff. You just have to mention that while applying. And there is no collateral required for this unsecured personal loans. Again, we're speaking here about large unsecured personal loans from credit unions. So no deposit, no personal guarantee, no collateral, no nothing. If you have bad credit, no problem. And the credit score requirement, the minimum is a 500 to get a loan from Alliant Credit Union, and you have loans from $1,000 to $50,000. The APR oscillates from 6.24% to 18% with autopay. You got to choose autopay, and the terms range from 1 to 5 years. Isn't that beautiful? That's just beautiful. And so typically you have same day deposit into your account, or they will mail you a check if you prefer it. So as soon as you actually fulfill all the conditions, you're good to go. And there are no prepayment penalty. We love that. Okay, you can pay early and save on interest. And one thing you just need to remember is that the loan approval and APR are based on payment method, creditworthiness, and ability to repay. So you have to show them also your financials, your tax returns, your bank statements, and so on and so forth. Okay, and there is no origination fee. So really, for us, this is great. And on the website, on Alliant website, they put some kind of average personal loan rates. So for a term of 12 months, you have 6.24%. For 24 months, you have 7.24%. For 48 months, that's 4 years, you have 9.24%. And for 60 months, 5 years, you have 10.24%. So you can see that the longer the term, the higher the rate. So, and that makes sense because, it's a bigger risk for them also. But yeah. And if you're not already eligible for Alliant Credit Union membership, you can meet the requirement by joining an organization called Foster Care to Success. And Alliant Credit Union pays a $5 membership fee for you, and you'll also need to keep $5 in a shared savings account. In other words, you have to spend $10 to join the credit union, even if you don't qualify for the traditional affiliation route. I'll be right back right after this. Don't go anywhere. Welcome back, folks, to another section of the Awesome Sweetie Kiwi Show. How are you today? We are still talking about, we are comparing First Tech Credit Union, Alliant Credit Union, and Blue Fed Credit Union. We're speaking about large unsecured personal loans from credit unions, dirt cheap APR, bad credit, okay. Now let's talk about First Tech Credit Union. So when you in our view, this is the best credit union for member experience. And you have personal loans that go as low as 670%. That's the APR, and all the way to 18%. You can borrow a lump sum up to $50,000 and pay it off over a fixed rate, over a fixed term. And this is, you can get 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, or 5 years. And in addition, what we love with First Tech is that they have a bevy of loans to offer you. So if you don't qualify for a personal loan, you might qualify for a personal line of credit. Again, this is also unsecured. The APR on that one is as low as 9%. And you can get up to $25,000 cash on demand and make a payment only when you have a balance. Okay. And if you don't qualify for that, guess what? You can go to a stock secured loans, and the APR here is lower, way lower, because it's secured, right? So as low as a 4.50% APR, and you can borrow between $25,000 and guess what? $1 million to cover vacation costs, fund tech projects, pay medical bills, taxes, or almost anything else you can imagine. They also have the stock secured line of credit. The APR is as low as 9%. You can borrow between $25,000 and $1 million to cover all kinds of expenses. They also have certificate secure loans and savings secure loans. So what I'm trying to say here is that you have two unsecured, massive personal loans and lines of credit, and the maximum is $50,000. But when you go secured, when you pledge something, when you pledge a collateral, when you secure the loan, then the amount can go as high as 1 million. Not a problem there. Okay. And there are several benefits for using First Tech. First of all, you have a quick and easy loan application. You can choose, you can borrow as little as 500. You keep your money in your pocket, and you can protect what you have with the line of credit. And you also have something called debt safe loan payment protection. So you protect your loan payments and your family from unexpected events. This is really good. So the eligibility, branches, and ATM access. So one way to qualify for membership is becoming a member of the nonprofit Financial Fitness Association, which costs about $8. Okay, so that's pretty easy. And First Tech operates its own branches in 8 states plus Puerto Rico. And it participates in the co-op shared branch network, including nearly 6,000 branches nationwide and nearly 30,000 ATMs. It also offers extended hours for customer service calls, social media support, and well-written mobile apps. This is really good. Okay, so folks, you have heard it, right? So we have First Tech, Alliant, and Blue Fed. Which one to choose? Big question. It really depends on you. It depends on what you're looking for. It depends on your financial situation. It depends on the kind of loan you want, right? We're speaking strictly about unsecured personal loans, large unsecured personal loans from credit union, dirt cheap APR, and bad credit, okay. So first of all, you got to choose the credit union that is closer to you, geographically speaking. Are you in an area where First Tech is present, Blue Fed, or Alliant? So you want to look at geography first. And if you have none of those three players in your geography, in your area, in your neighborhood, or in your city, whatever, then you want to think about affiliation. How quickly can you qualify, right? And one thing I need to say is before you get a loan, you got to have an account with them. And you want to actually nurture the relationship. You want to cultivate some kind of rapport with them first before applying for a loan. That way you kind of increase your chances, your odds of approval, okay? And in terms of amounts, all of them offer amounts from $1,000 to $50,000, unsecured, of course. Now, if APR is an issue for you, then you might want to think about First Tech, for example, because First Tech has APRs as low as 6.70%, whereas the others, Bluefed and Alliant, have APR that are a little higher. Okay, and one thing also you need to think about is that do you want a personal line of credit or just a personal loan? Okay, and in terms of customer service, all these three credit unions, they offer great customer service, so it's not really an issue here. And we would say in terms of the customer, not customer service, but the user interface, we would say First Tech is a little bit above Bluefed and Alliant in terms of the dashboard, the account settings, and the mobile app. They do a better job at that. But other than that, there's not a big difference. The only thing is that with Alliant, for example, you get terms that go from 1 to 5 years. In some cases with First Tech, you might get terms from 2 to 5 years, and the average is 4 years. So it really depends on what you're looking for. I would say go ahead and check them out, right? And you can choose, you can even choose all three. Why not? Choose all three and just test the waters and see which one which credit union will qualify you. You can always close your credit union accounts. If you open 3 credit union accounts, it shouldn't be a problem, right? I mean, it's only $5 or $8 in the case of Alliance. I mean, in the case of First Tech rather, but it's not a huge investment. All right, folks. Our pick in today's conversation is First Tech. We believe that First Tech offers a wider constellation of services and products, and they're pretty good, great customer service. So we scored First Tech 10 over 10, Alliant 9.5 over 10, and Bluefed 7.5 over 10. Thank you so much for your attention, folks. I really appreciate it. I will see you next time, but until then, remember, stay marvelous.